Welcome to Fierce Feminine Leadership, the success podcast for women in business. Each week, we feature interviews and advice to help you step into your power and lead your way. Now here's your host, women's leadership expert, Eleanor Beaton.
Hello, this is Eleanor Beaton, and you are listening to Fierce Feminine Leadership, the success podcast for ambitious women in business, and welcome to episode number 27. And in today's episode, we're talking about upleveling. And specifically, to uplevel is to raise one's standards, to embody a larger version of yourself, to go through profound discomfort in the journey to true success. And if there's one thing I know about you, it's that you have probably gone through several uplevels in your journey so far, and that you probably have a few more to go. And upleveling is, it's kind of the currency when it comes to fierce feminine leadership. It's certainly something we're familiar with, even though it hurts. And I've got to say, of all the commonly asked questions I have as a women's leadership coach and mentor, this one is my favorite. Eleanor, am I crazy? So this question usually comes after a smart, accomplished, and intuitive woman has just explained that, hey, years of hard work and dedication have paid off. She has the life, career, business that she wanted. She's making good money. She has met, even exceeded the goals that she set for herself. And then the but comes. But her success doesn't feel like she thought it would. There's something important missing. It's almost as if her achievement has brought her a new set of challenges that are larger and more bewildering than anything she has faced before. Now that she has stepped into the light and shown herself and others what she's capable of, she's conscious that people are watching what she's doing. They look up to her now. They expect things. They rely on her. And she'll wonder if she has what it takes to live up to the success that she is just beginning to create. Do you know this feeling? Sometimes you might even find yourself, after you've upleveled, being a little bit scared of the work involved in maintaining this new status quo. Perhaps you feel a little bit like Oz behind the smoke and mirrors. Here you've created this big snowball and you're just a little old human being. And with that dose of success fear and imposter syndrome, a quiet, disbelieving voice inside this bold woman's head whispers, and who precisely are you to be doing this? Now, the great irony of it all is that while she's never been so accomplished and outwardly successful, she has never felt quite so confused and discombobulated. To get really technical about it, this woman feels like a hot mess. Now, some of you are going to be listening to this podcast and have absolutely no clue about what I'm talking about. If that is you, I say go forth, you fierce woman. Continue knocking it out of the park with grace and conviction. You go on with your bad self. But for those of you who know what I'm talking about, who know that, quote unquote, if I'm so smart, why do I feel so unclear? That hot mess feeling. There is something that I want you to know. You are not crazy. You are not an imposter. You are upleveling. A decade ago, I interviewed a CEO whose business had grown more than 1,000% in 18 months. I asked him, what was the experience like? And he was incredibly matter-of-fact in his response. He said, Eleanor, you simply exchange one set of challenges for another bigger set of challenges. Now, you're better equipped to meet these new, bigger challenges, but they are still challenges, and they are still hard to overcome. Now, I'm going to admit, at the time, I thought the CEO was borderline negative and a touch ungrateful. Today, I see that he was pointing out a reality of growth. Growth is awesome, but it hurts. You see, you're not just born once. Throughout your life, you are continuously reborn. And each time you uplevel, you move through a dark and mysterious, confusing path to reach a new level of you. Now, when you're going through a little growth spurt, the confusion and the discomfort are minimal. But when you choose to accept your brilliance, to step into your power, to finally let the world see who you really are, when you choose to seek out a major uplevel, well, that can be painful, especially when you take into account the overarching rule of upleveling, which is this: the bigger the uplevel, the hotter the mess. The bigger the uplevel, the hotter the mess. In the midst of chaos, it's helpful to remember this. darkness, confusion, uncertainty. This is the starting point for major growth and transformation. If you have taken a big step up and you feel entirely uncertain, like perhaps you shouldn't have done what you just did, that you feel confused, you don't know what's happening, your sense of who you are is beginning to change, that's a good sign. Because what it means is that you are challenging your perception and your definition of who you are. You are shaking things up. You're not who you were. You're not fully this new identity yet. You're in between. You're stepping into it. It's called a liminal space. Not one thing, not the other. It's very challenging to go through, and it is critical. It is a critical part of change, evolution, transformation. It is the necessary ingredient of change. So, lady, if you feel lost, lonely, dissatisfied, and crazy for feeling all of these conflicted emotions, especially after you've just taken a big step up, despite all the wonderful things you have in your life, I tell you this, you are not insane. You are not in your own way. You are upleveling. Join the club. So buckle up, relax into the ride, and we will all see you at the top. Thanks so much for listening, and until next time, stay fierce.
Thank you for listening to Fierce Feminine Leadership. Be sure to head over to iTunes and subscribe to the show. While you're there, leave us a fierce review. When you leave a review, your name is automatically entered into a monthly draw. Each month, we'll draw one reviewer to automatically receive a private coaching session with women's leadership expert Eleanor Beaton. So remember, head over to iTunes and subscribe to the show. Then leave us a review for your chance to win a private coaching session with Eleanor Beaton. Go to eleanorbeatonpodcast.com and sign up to get your free cheat sheet, The 5 Critical Leadership Skills of 7-Figure Businesswomen. This free download will help you diagnose the exact skills you need to see major growth in your business and career. Head over to eleanorbeatonpodcast.com and get your free download today.